here we are on the second day of the Smart Energy Expo 2021 at Darling Harbour, Sydney, and I'm here with my good friend Bradley. Hey, Bradley from PowerPlus-Energy.
Greetings, Mr. Morris.
Good. Now, Bradley, how's it going?
We had a fantastic year last year, and this year seems to be doing just as well, if not better. We're quite surprised. We thought things might slow down a bit after COVID had eased off, but no, we're having a really good year.
You seem to be growing. Every time I talk to you, you say, I've just hired another engineer, another sales manager, not another BDM, you still got the same one.
Yes. Yeah, they've all kept their jobs.
Yeah. Well, so there's a lot of staff growth going on.
Yes, no, we've just hired 2 more engineers this week. So we're investing in the future, making sure that we stay relevant, that we offer the features that our customers want. So yeah, having fun.
I think that's kind of part of the secret of your success is it's not just Australian made, Australian designed.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do everything in-house.
Yeah.
So even our new BMS boards are manufactured here in Australia.
Right. And I know them well because I've got them at the Smart Energy Lab, the Tower of Power. Actually, my Tower of Power is slightly taller than that one.
It is, yes. You have the big model.
The big model. Yeah, so let's run through some of the battery models you've got.
Well, we have started out and still carry all of our 24 volt, 48 volt and 120 volt in our Life series. We've complemented that with the Eco battery, which is sort of offering a battery at the same sort of price point and warranty conditions as most of the batteries on the market. And we have the 120 volt, which is our new digital BMS board. And in the coming months, we'll also be releasing the 48 volt in the Life and the Eco using the digital BMS board.
Now, you say digital BMS. What does that mean?
Our philosophy as a company was ease of use, ease of install, ease of maintenance, and so we're still going to, the digital BMS board will still operate the same as the analog, however it'll provide information. So to provide better customer support, you'll be able to see how the actual strings are performing in the battery, temperatures inside the battery, the condition of the BMS, and so it allows us to be proactive in support rather than reactive.
Right, so it's still a self-managed battery though?
Oh yes.
Meaning that it will integrate with anything with the same voltage range?
Yes.
But you've now got that ability of communication with all the battery modules?
Just with remote support, having information makes it a lot easier to understand what the customer needs or what the problems might be, and so it just improves the customer experience.
I can tell you it's quite handy, me being here in Sydney and my batteries being back in Melbourne. I drop into the monitoring platform and
Yes.
I can see, why has the generator been running all night? I can see there's been a problem with the management of my system, not the batteries, but the smarts behind that, the inverter system. I can see that from here in Sydney. I can see every single battery module as well. And I believe you can even control them remotely if you have an issue.
We can potentially tweak things remotely, but that's not something we generally do because it's more about having the inverter settings correct rather than the battery modules themselves. But if there is an emergency, then we can support the customer.
Yeah. So the letters PS on the end, what's that mean?
The P is for parallel connection,
Yep.
S is for smart.
Oh, okay.
Very simple.
Now you say parallel, so 48 volt battery or nominal 52 point something,
Yes.
51.7, whatever
Yes.
it is. Are you doing series batteries?
Yes, for the last 18 months we've had some 512 volt, like 10 batteries in series. In a couple of commercial sites, and so we're just getting all of the documentation, all the testing done for that, so that we can later this year we can release that. It'll give you the option to go from 2 batteries up to potentially 16 batteries.
In series?
In series.
Wow, okay, so definitely in the C&I space at those kind of voltage
Almost
levels?
definitely, yes.
Right. So these cabinet solutions are great for C&I or larger off-grid systems, but do you have solutions for someone who's just got a garage and they want a small system?
We've got a range of cabinets at the moment that allow for mounting on the side of the house or in a garage, and we've got a few new ones coming as we get feedback from the industry. So starting typically at about 300 mil deep, you can put up to 3 batteries in those. Then we have a 4 battery version up to a 9 battery version.
Right.
And we're also actually doing some prototyping on some skid-based systems so that they can just be dropped on site or put alongside the generator. But it'll allow the installer, they can add their Selectronic inverter or Victron or Schneider SMA inverters all pre-wired in the box.
You could just about rattle off all of the off-grid inverters for a start.
Yes.
Because you're a self-managed battery.
Yes.
Yeah. For those who are not familiar with self-managed is, how do you explain it?
Because a lot of lithium technologies take advantage of things like energy density and quite often there's a price advantage attached. Generally, the trade-off is that they're less tolerant to high temperatures or high discharge rates, and so the BMS has to, via a communication cable, typically CAN bus, the BMS will need to talk to the inverter to say, look, this is how much power you can have, or you need to back off a bit. We use lithium ferrophosphate, we use lithium cylindrical cells. The disadvantage is it's a slightly lower energy density than your cobalt-based lithiums. The advantage is it's more temperature tolerant. So with our BMS board, we don't need to control what the inverter is doing. So the inverter can be used the same way you would with lead-acid batteries, and the BMS is there to stop you from extremes, over temperature, short circuit, over current, and low voltage. And so it allows the inverter to do what it does best. Our batteries are just sitting there supplying the watts, so we don't need the control cable for our battery to tell the inverter what to do.
So you might sacrifice a little bit on peak performance, but you gain on reliability and integration.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I must admit, it's always a bit of a drama when a new battery comes out and you go, what does it work with? Or currently just this inverter, but we plan to add more. None of those problems with the self-managed battery.
And a lot of the off-grid guys, they've been doing lead-acid batteries for years, so we don't change what they're already doing.
Yeah.
We're adding to it because we add the efficiency or the cycle life or the temperature tolerance. So we're adding to what they already know rather than making them change and do something differently.
Right, cool. Well, thanks for talking to us about PowerPlus-Energy, and look, I'm really excited that this is really Australian made. You've got a legit logo as well somewhere on your products.
Oh yes, we other than having to import the lithium cells, everything that we do, we use Australian-made components. So the metalwork, the labelling, the packaging, even the cables made in Victoria. So we do, as much as we can, we support Australian industry.
I think even your staff are Australian made.
Well, yes, we...
Most of them?
Most of them. or they're accepted imports. Like our salesman, Cray countries are pommy, but
Yep.
we let him come in the door occasionally.
When he doesn't break something, yeah. Thanks a lot, Bradley.
Thanks, man.
Cool.